Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to another video, specifically to you, Dove. This exclusive series just for you is one of a kind. You better be ready. You better have your popcorn because today's video is going to be top-notch insane. So let's get straight right into the video. To start off, we have to go to America. So over here in America, last episode, this American team had this quota of the freedom fighters. And after that happened, it turned into a domino effect for the rest of the world. And so over here in these regions of Canada, Great Britain has them, and the American team is going to expand rapidly towards them. And Great Britain isn't really a big fan of it. However, they do meet up and have a friendly discussions, have nice talks, stuff like that. And if we go forward, these two different teams are very similar. They're not so far apart from each other, literally and figuratively. But the Great Britain team, their colony over here, has been given the message of the freedom fight message, and they are also going to want to declare independence from the UK. The UK is not found with this idea, and so this little area over here, we're just going to color it in a different color. We're going to color it in as a lighter shade. So this shade right here is going to be used for this colony. And this colony is going to rebel away from the UK, as that is what they want and what they're going to get. They are going to try and declare independence, but the UK says, no, this is important land. We're not just going to give up our land just like that. Everyone else has gotten their way, and we will not let that happen. So they are going to invade back into their territory and try and regain their colony. Of course, it's not too far away, so they're able to use Greenland as a useful tool. And what they're able to do is completely take over the island, the big island of the colony. They're doing really successful over here. However, back over here, the United States of America is going to help this rebellion, or freedom fight, you could say, is going to push back and declare their independence. And they are getting very, very, very close to getting their independence. Of course, they're able to completely take back their lands of their colony, and that is exactly what they're able to do, and they're going to keep this stance and just keep it. There are going to be little areas over here that are going to be taken back. Like, for instance, there's an area over here taken back. There's an area over here taken back. There's an area over here taken back. And this is a really back and forth civil war between the colony and the UK, or Great Britain, you could say. And so Great Britain decides, hey, you know, it's very immature of us. We won't be able to invade back into here and actually take care of you. So we will let you go in a peaceful way, in a peaceful manner, now that we could not get our way. And so because of this, Greenland also decides, hey, we want to declare independence as well and also join the other colony, merge together, and that is exactly what happens. And after this happens, the colony decides, hey, we have a gift that we want to give to the United States of America, this really great new country, and they want to join it, and that is exactly what they are going to do. Okay, so they have officially joined this United States country. The United States looks even bigger. It seems to be that the United States could even look like Canada in a way. However, more so that it's like Canada and the actual modern United States formed together, which is really, really huge. But no, they decide not to expand this way. They decide to go further south. So they explore further south, able to find some land, and also able to expand their country quite a bit. Now let's fix this up real quick. Okay, so now that that has happened, it is time to, well, there is actually hold on. Cut that part out, please. So after this happens, we are going to come back over to Europe, and we need to talk about alliances, because we have some tearing of shreds going to pieces, and this is not good. So what happens is that the Star of David alliance has grown to be quite the successful alliance. And now over here, Spain decides to leave Great Britain's alliance, and so is North Morocco and parts of the Libya region, I think. No, it's not really Libya. I don't know what type of region you'd call this, but I'll just call it the Mediterranean region. So now they decide to join the Star of David alliance. And now that we have this alliance growing bigger, from this, other teams decide to join because it is such a strong alliance. And so these two countries over here, this little Libyan country that's super long, and we also got this Egyptian country that's also really big, they both decide to join, help these smaller nations that have joined to have a very strong economy. At this point in time, you have to think, why has this alliance gotten so big? Well, to explain this, it was mainly to have an economic balance and a strong economy. But now it's kind of turned into more than just an economy alliance. It has turned into a military trading system as well. And because of this huge alliance of, I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Of these 12 countries are trading with each other, like military weapons and also economic support. And they are all really strong. And with the addition of Libya and Egypt, they are even stronger. And because of this shift in the world influence, the Italian team decides to halt their little mission, and they decide to both break apart their little alliance, since it's just the two of them. And now back over here in Asia, we have this really cool thing that they're going to do. So Korea, China, and Oceania empires are going to look this way, and they are able to look that way. And they end up discovering Hawaii. They end up discovering parts of Ecuador and Peru. And now that they have discovered those few things, they decide to expand their region of knowledge by ending up finding out and seeing Panama. And from this, they decide, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we made a Panama Canal? And that is exactly what they decide to do. However, that project is halted because they don't have any countries over here, and also because it would be really hard to maintain a colony over here. And because of that, they all decide, these three countries over here, all decide to make new countries. And so over here, one of the first countries made, which is made by Korea, it's going to be right over here in Ecuador. Now that Korea has made a new country over here in Ecuador, they're going to decide to expand the country to make it at least a little bit bigger and a decent size. And now I am going to be right back. I am going to show you the new countries that will be made in a few seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are. We have 3 new countries. We got this country over here, which is Panama. Of course, they are interconnected. Of course, I wouldn't just make a single country right there, because that would just be really weird and it just wouldn't make sense. So I made Hawaii and Panama a country as one. I made Ecuador a country, and I made a version of Peru that is kind of like Chile, Chala, which is usually just right down here. But moving forward, these countries that have been just made are now a part of the COK alliance. And most certainly, I am so happy that they are a part of the COK now, because without the COK, they would not be able to develop as a country. And of course, later on, they will end up being bigger, I'm sure. But moving on back to Russia. Russia is finally going to annex their Alaska colony over here, and also annex other parts of it. They're going to annex this right here, some of this. However, they're not too interested in that, so I'll meet you back in California. Okay, back down in California. Alaska and Russia, well, it's mainly just one country now. They are going to explore further down into California, making a little colony over here, but also going to connect it and make it a part of Russia. Now, of course, they are also going to explore more over here, and the U.S. has been notified of this, and they're okay with it, but they're also a bit uneasy that Russia is in the same region as them. I mean, Russia and their Star of David alliance is a pretty good thing, but then they also don't particularly support some of the things that the freedom fighters support. Of course, they both believe in freedom of speech and stuff like that. However, Russia uses freedom of speech to then send people that have freedom of speech to places where then they can be educated, like a school system, so they understand why Russia does what Russia does. So in the reality, Russia really isn't all that bad. Besides Russia annexing Alaska and expanding into Canada and Washington and California, they are next going to annex some parts of Idaho, which is just not that far over here. They are able to explore this area quite a bit, and they also expand over this way. Now let's just fix this up real quick. Okay, we have fixed the borders a little bit just to make it look better. So, after Russia has annexed all of this, we have Africa. Africa has been notified of these freedom fighters once again. And once again over here, how Great Britain lost their colony over here. They are also going to lose Africa as well. So over here, they are going to lose this. They're going to lose it. I don't think I've seen anything like it. Okay, so the UK or Great Britain changes colors because of that. And over here as well, so does Italy. Now, Italy's colony and the UK's colony both are gone now. Now, what do they do about it? They can't do anything because it's too far away. So they give up on that land and they focus on Europe. And because of it, they decide to, well, create no more alliances. However, they do decide to, well, consider joining the Star of David alliance. They consider it. Now, back into Africa once more. Let's talk about Madagascar. Madagascar joins an alliance. They join the COK. That may surprise you. It may not, but they are joining the COK. And then, after they have joined the COK, they decide to travel this way instead of that way. And from this, they explore regions over here. And because of the whole circle thing in the oceans, like the Atlantic trade system and stuff like that, they end up somewhere in the tip over here, or almost. They have a few ships die over here, and they end up landing somewhere over in Brazil, which is right over here. And then they're able to explore quite a bit of it. They're able to explore quite a lot, and eventually they're not going to be able to explore because they have to keep going back and forth. So they are going to decide create a new country because of it. They are going to create this green country. I'm hoping I didn't just use a color that was already on the map. And yes, I have not. That is very, very good. They don't know where they are, but they do know that they are somewhere on the same continent as the COK. They do know that. And the COK decides to go on an adventure this way on the coast even more. And eventually, their calculations were right. They were able to discover and meet up with the Madagascar team and their new founded country. And so they decide to explore a bit more over here as well, able to explore a bit down here. And eventually they decide to make this country even bigger, making a big and strong country. Okay, this country has been formed and the borders look amazing. These are the claims, and they are in process of annexing all of this land over here. Now back over to the Alliance tab. They are going to be joining the COK since it is also being developed. Now let's put in the capitals as well. So let's go put in the capitals together. Now first off, let's make the capital over here in Brazil. Now we gotta make one for the other ones. Like for instance in Panama. I don't think that's the greatest spot. I think I'll do it right here. Now for the next one over in Ecuador, we can put it right here. And then for the other COK country, we can put it right here. And now I think there are more countries that need to have a capital. Now let's just look real quick. Like for instance, this country needs a capital, so we can put a capital right there. However, instead of the domino effect completely drastically changing everything, Spain is still able to hold on to their colony over here. And from this, the colony also decides to come down to Argentina, where they explore all of this. I don't know why it's doing that. Interesting. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'll be right back. There are some technical difficulties. Okay, I am back, and apparently I was on the wrong layer. I am so sorry about that. Now, getting back to this, the Spaniards are able to arrive somewhere around here in this area, and they also meet up with the COK team. The Spaniards, however, don't make a new country. They decide to be the colonialists they are, and they make another big colony. They make one right here, and they make one over here right by the Brazil team. And eventually they meet up and make a big colony. And now, because of this, the world tensions are rising once again. And who knows, maybe a World War II is on the loom. You never know. So that will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to leave a like on today's video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And I love you all. Have a good day. God bless you. Peace.